Hey guys, it's Rich. One of the most frequent requests that I've been getting is how to disassemble a Tesla Model S door. This is the rear passenger side door of a Tesla Model S. This door got burnt up pretty bad in a fire, so this front panel and the door shell itself is no good. However, the glass is still good, so I'm just going to go over how to remove the door panel, remove the glass, and remove the actual door handle itself. So those are pretty common things replaced on Model S's that either have had a door handle failure or have had the cars broken into and the glass needs to be replaced. So let's start with here first. If you peel back this door handle right here, you're going to see a plastic cover. And I have a bad habit of using inappropriate tools, so this is a steak knife. I just pile this back here. And then I simply peel it out. Just like that. That's a plastic trim piece that you don't really need. And behind here, there'll be two screws. I already removed them, but the screws look like this. So those are already gone out of there. And on top, in here, there's another plastic trim piece in the door itself that looks like this. You peel that out with the same steak knife. Once that's out, it's going to expose a 10 millimeter. You unscrew that, and then the door's almost off from there. Voila! Just like that. That one's out too. So now, for the heck of it, you could actually remove this speaker grill. I believe comes out by hand. Yes, it does. There you go. So, get a better angle here. You could actually remove the speaker grill. And this is the premium audio speaker too, so that's definitely a cool thing. This just pops right out. This is a little rusty, but you could just shoot a coat of black paint on that and it'll look good as new. Now that we got that out of the way, those are the only things that you have to do here. So those two screws in there, one on top of this cubby hole right here, and you're ready to start prying it off. Now, I don't really care about this door panel very much, so I'm going to use a metal pry tool. However, if it's your nice fancy car that's not a salvage, I'd recommend using plastic trim tools to pry the door away from the primary door surface. So let's get over here. Take that trim tool, hopefully the plastic one that you've acquired from an auto store, and you start prying around the trim. I'm going to use my knife to get in here a little bit easier. Again, inappropriate tools. There you go. Wow, okay, that came off ridiculously easy. So, it just pries right out. Just be very careful because there's some wiring in here. Okay? There's some wiring here that has to get disconnected. For example, this wire right here that you see, this actually connects to the door mechanism. So make sure you hold on to that. These wires right back down here on the door panel, those control the lights that are below this panel right here. So there's some accent lighting that goes along here. That's what this controls right here. You can see that pocket right there a little bit. Let me angle my camera down so you can see a little bit better. Right in the bottom here is the lighting for the puddle lights. And again, this is the cable for the door mechanism. This is the one for the accent lighting underneath the door seams. And this one is for the puddle lamp. So I'm just going to disconnect these. These are relatively easy to disconnect. That's disconnected already. And that's disconnected as well. Oh, and there's one back here too. Surprise! Okay, so there you have it. So looking at this, again, get some better light in here. This door panel, when you're taking this off, again, door mechanism connector, connector down here for the light, connector down here for the rear puddle light as well, and that connector right there for the lower door frame accent lighting. So this is officially removed. Let's put this out of the way. Now, here comes the hard part. Now, this is probably the easier of the two to do. I would say the rear door is a bit easier than the front door. But a piece of advice for you: if you plan on removing the door handle as well as the glass, you want to have the glass completely all the way up. So you want to get the glass as much out of the door as you possibly can, because if it's down in the door, you're not getting that handle out. So let's start here. This is an acoustic trim piece. There's a giant hole here. I'm going to remove this, but this piece of plastic here is to prevent noise from coming into the cabin. And a lot of these things are noise preventers right here, but I'm going to pop those out as well. The Tesla Model S is very susceptible to noise, and this is one of the main noise areas right here. This piece of plastic tape here got undone, and this is an easy way for wind noise to get into the cabin. So let's start by prying more stuff off. Again, I don't really care about this door, so I'm going to use a knife to peel this piece off right here. There you go. Easy as that. And these rubber pieces tend to fall into the doors sometimes, and when you have that, you have this huge air gap right here. That could lead to some serious problems. Now that we have that up, let's focus on getting the door handle out. This is where it gets kind of tricky. So right here, we have our acoustic covers right here. Here's an acoustic cover, acoustic cover, acoustic cover, acoustic cover. Not only are they acoustic covers, but they also block some valuable nuts that we need to get into to take off the door assembly. If you're wondering the positioning of the door handle itself, the door handle is in this area right here. It's almost this entire area right here, the door handle. So I'm going to focus more on that in a second. If we just get these out, I'll cut a hole in it, I don't really care. What you can do is, if you take these off, which these can be brittle sometimes, depending on how old the car is, you could just replace them with, you know, something similar to Dynamat, anything to block wind from coming in. I know it's kind of barbaric, but relax. All right. Again, don't take it off like I do. I'm a barbarian here, okay? Plus, I know what I'm doing. So, you could almost see the door panel here. You could see one of the screws for the door handle right there. And that's this one right here. That's one of them. The secondary one is a little bit trickier to get to, but we're going to focus on that in a minute. All right, so let's start by removing the first screw, and that's the one that's pretty much right in front of your face. So, and this is a 10 millimeter, by the way. Okay, that's out. The second screw back over here, which would be right about here, that you actually have to stick your hand in the door to remove. There's no easy way of removing that one because this back portion of the door is solid. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get access to the other ones that I could actually show you. And one of the ones is accessible from this plastic panel right here. So that plastic panel is simply just another wind barrier here. But if you look in here, that's the other one. And this is a piece of cake to get to. You could actually see it right in here. It's right here. That panel here. There you go. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? So that's one. That's the one I just removed. The other one is hidden in here pretty well. You see that one right there? That one's tricky to get to. That's why you have to make sure your window is all the way up. If it's not all the way up, you're not getting access to that. And the last one, which I tried to explain, but it's kind of difficult to see, it's actually behind this foam panel right here. You can't really see it, but I'll do my best to explain it to you guys a little bit better. So let's get to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to get access to this other one over here. Awesome. That one's off as well. So we're halfway there. So now I'm going to focus on this one up here. Okay, we're almost done. So this is already kind of dangling here. This is ready to come out. I'm going to peel this. There's a rubber cover that lives on this. I'm just going to pull that off. And again, this is a similar acoustic cover like that blocks out wind noise. How effective it is, I have yet to know, but they put them on all the door handles for a reason, I suppose. So I'm just going to peel it off here. It's kind of hard to get off because there's so much glue on it, but it could be done. There you go. That's the cover right there. Just kind of peel it off. Same glue as the other piece. So this bad boy is ready to come out. Now, I'm going to try to get my camera down there again so you can see the last piece of this puzzle. And after this, it should just fall out. Now, it's still kind of tricky. We're not out of the woods yet because the door handle is so big and this bar is in the way here. That's the window regulator track that slides up and down. There it is. Swivel head 10mm to get in there really close. When I go in here, just so you can see in the door, that's the door handle right there. That's my 10. So come on. Nice. So I'm gonna get in here. That's off. You could probably start pulling the door assembly back now. Yeah, there you go. Door assembly is pretty much out. Just want to make sure that it's not hanging on something, which it is hanging on a piece here. Again, there's not much room to work with in here, so hopefully you have skinny fingers like me. And there you go. Door handle is pretty much out. It's just kind of falling down in here. Don't start pulling it out too crazily here because there's still a connector that's in here. What is that grease? All right. There's still a connector. It's right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's right there, that little brown connector. Right there. That connector right there. You gotta undo that. So what I usually do is I just twist a little piece of that off. Go. And then I use my trusty knife to undo this clip. There you go. Clip's undone. Now the door handle is officially free. Right? So you kind of twist it around. Do a little dance up here. Get this as high as it can go. Push the handle back here. And you do this little dance for what seems like forever. Wow, okay, there that goes. I don't know where it went. Bam! There she is. She's out. That's a Tesla Model S door handle right there. Just to get you into how the mechanism works, it's actually kind of neat. So it pushes out like that, obviously. But hopefully that's in focus. But there you go. That's the Tesla Model S removal. And installation is the opposite of removal, as they say in all those damn manuals. But I'm also going to show you how to do the window glass as well. All right, full disclaimer here. Removing the rear window glass is kind of fuzzy to me. So maybe we could learn together on this because I don't really remember. But let's try by removing this, this bracket right here. So again, these are 10s. Now, this is the bracket that the door handle mounts to. Remember those 2 screws I was telling you about earlier? That goes in that bracket right there. Okay, that's already falling off, like I feel like in most Teslas are. And I'm saying that because if you haven't figured it out yet, Teslas have a lot of wind and noise issues and in-cabin sound, and these things tend to flake off, resulting in noise in the cabin. Okay, that was interesting. All right. So there's nothing really in there to report. Let me move my camera over a little bit so you can see a little bit better. But there's a couple of things you want to start removing. And I'm going to get my video camera here on my phone so you can see a little bit better. But one of the things you want to take a look at is you want to remove this right here. That's one of the things you have to remove. Also removing that. And that as well. I don't know how necessary this is, but let's remove it for the hell of it to see where it takes us. But let's just get these out for now. This right here, and this one right here. I hope those are 10s because I'm lazy. That seems kind of... All right, that's weird. Okay, it's out. And that should do half of the window. So if I start pushing up here, see the window is already starting to come out. That's one aspect of it. And the rear portion, let's get that out. See if we could see some more stuff. All right. Now there's a trick to doing this. In the owner's manual, it'll tell you that you have to push a button on what looks like a pressure bracket back here, and you definitely should do that. I typically don't. I just yank it out of place. Is that the right way to do it? No, but again, it's a salvage door. I may or may not save the glass. I'm not really sure if it's worth anything to anyone. But let me just get some of this off here first. Some of this trim, just to make the window a little bit looser. There you go. That trim is out. And let's see if I could get this rear glass out in one swoop. Now, I don't think there's anything else holding it in place, but I guess we're going to find out pretty soon. Just like that. Pull it out. It's out. Very risky way of doing it, so that may not work out for you. But I've been doing it that way for a couple years now, and I've done quite a few of these, so I have yet one to break on me. But that's it. This door is pretty much almost stripped. What I'll do is I'll end up taking the premium audio speaker as well as this piece of trim here, this fancy trim that people seem to screw up all the time. A lot of people need that trim piece, so actually let me take it off right now. Look at that. Jesus, I'm good. Peels right off. I'm gonna put some bonus footage in here. I'm removing this Rare Premium speaker. So you pull out the connector. That's it. Piece of cake. Now this is the part of the window regulator here. I don't know what fell back here. What is that? Oh yeah, this is part of the bracketry that holds up the window glass in the front. I have no use for this door. If you do, let me know. The other side's kind of banged up. Some things I'm going to take from this, or I'll take the door hinges, which are pretty popular. Probably not going to take this. This is the wiring for the window regulator. I feel like everyone and their mother has one of those. And these cars aren't old to the point where they've started to go bad just yet. So I'm just going to take this rubber trim piece here that goes all around the door. I'll keep that because that seems to either go missing or stolen on some of these cars, who knows what. But otherwise, this door is probably ready to be recycled. All right. Until next time, boys and girls, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.